truck driver died while making a delivery to a cattle feed processing facility. The driver's truck clipped a utility pole during a turn, causing an electric line to fall onto the truck. The power line ignited a fire in the truck's fuel tank. The driver exited the cab and stepped into a puddle of water that had become electrified by the downed electric line, resulting in electrocution and death. The incident is under investigation by local authorities and the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. This event emphasizes the importance of electrical safety, particularly concerning downed power lines in commercial vehicles. Understanding the dangers associated with downed power lines is crucial for all individuals, especially those working in or around vehicles and electrical infrastructure. Downed power lines can energize the surrounding area, including the ground and nearby objects, creating a hazardous environment. Water is an excellent conductor of electricity, so puddles or wet surfaces near downed power lines become extremely dangerous. Contact with energized water can lead to severe electrical shock, burns, or death. The voltage present in power lines varies depending on the type of line, but is generally very high. Even low voltage lines can pose a significant threat. High voltage lines often carry thousands of volts, while even residential lines typically carry 120 or 240 volts, which can be lethal. It is critical to maintain a safe distance from downed power lines. This distance should be at least 30 feet, which is approximately the length of a school bus. Never assume that a power line is de-energized, even if it's underground or appears to be inactive. Power lines can re-energize unexpectedly. Report any downed power lines to the local utility company or emergency services immediately. Provide the location of the downed line and any other relevant details. Warn others to stay away from the area. Mark the area with warning signs or barriers if possible to prevent accidental contact. If you are in a vehicle that comes into contact with a downed power line, stay inside the vehicle. The vehicle's tires provide some insulation from the ground. Call emergency services and wait for them to arrive. Do not attempt to exit the vehicle unless it is on fire or there is another immediate danger. If you must exit the vehicle, jump clear of the vehicle, making sure that no part of your body touches both the vehicle and the ground at the same time. Land with your feet together and shuffle away from the vehicle, keeping your feet together at all times. This will minimize the risk of creating a path for electricity to flow through your body. Avoid touching anything else while you are shuffling away. Once you are a safe distance from the vehicle, wait for emergency services to arrive. Electrical safety training is crucial for truck drivers and other workers who operate vehicles near power lines. This training should cover the hazards of downed power lines, safe work practices, and emergency procedures. Employers have a responsibility to provide this training to their employees. Regular inspections of work areas can help identify potential hazards, such as low-hanging power lines or damaged utility poles. Employers should take steps to correct any hazards that are identified. Maintaining a safe distance from power lines is essential when operating vehicles or equipment. Always be aware of the location of overhead power lines and maintain a safe clearance distance. Never raise or extend equipment, such as cranes or booms, near power lines. Call the local utility company before digging or excavating near underground power lines. They can mark the location of the lines to prevent accidental damage. Using ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, can help protect workers from electrical shock. GFCIs are designed to detect ground faults and immediately interrupt the flow of electricity. They should be used in wet or damp locations and when using portable electrical equipment. Lockout/tagout procedures should be followed when working on or near electrical equipment. These procedures ensure that the equipment is energized and cannot be accidentally turned on. Regularly inspect electrical cords and equipment for damage. Replace any damaged cords or equipment immediately. Do not overload electrical circuits. Overloading can cause the circuit to overheat and potentially start a fire. Use extension cords safely. Do not use extension cords as a permanent wiring solution. Ensure that extension cords are properly sized for the equipment being used and are not damaged. Be aware of the weather conditions when working near power lines. Wind, rain, and lightning can all increase the risk of electrical hazards. Post warning signs in areas where there is a risk of electrical hazards. These signs should clearly identify the hazard and provide instructions on how to avoid it. Develop and implement an emergency response plan in case of an electrical accident. This plan should include procedures for contacting emergency services, providing first aid, and evacuating the area. Staying informed about electrical safety is an ongoing process. Regularly review safety procedures and guidelines and stay up to date on the latest safety information. Specific regulations and standards apply to electrical safety in the workplace. These regulations are enforced by OSHA and other regulatory agencies. Employers must comply with these regulations to ensure the safety of their employees. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides comprehensive guidelines for electrical installations and safety. The NEC is updated every 3 years and is widely adopted by jurisdictions across the United States. NEC Article 230 covers service entrances, which are the connection point between the utility company's power lines and the building's electrical system. This article specifies requirements for the size and type of service entrance conductors, overcurrent protection, and grounding. NEC Article 250 covers grounding and bonding. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to trip over current protection devices and prevent electrical shock. Bonding connects all metal parts of the electrical system together to create a low impedance path for fault current. NEC Article 300 covers general wiring methods. This article specifies requirements for the installation of conductors, cables, and raceways. NEC Article 310 covers conductors for general wiring. This article specifies the allowable ampacity of conductors based on their size, insulation type, and installation conditions. NEC Table 310.16 provides the allowable ampacities of insulated conductors rated up to 2000 volts, 60 degrees Celsius through 90 degrees Celsius, in free air and installed in raceways or cables. NEC Article 400 covers flexible cords and cables. This article specifies the types of flexible cords and cables that are permitted for different applications. NEC Article 430 covers motors, motor circuits, and controllers. This article specifies requirements for the protection of motors from overloads and short circuits. NEC Article 440 covers air conditioning and refrigeration equipment. This article specifies requirements for the installation and protection of air conditioning and refrigeration equipment. NEC Article 500 covers hazardous locations. This article specifies requirements for electrical equipment installed in areas where flammable gases, vapors, or dust are present. Regular safety audits can help identify potential electrical hazards and ensure compliance with safety regulations. These audits should be conducted by qualified personnel who are familiar with electrical safety regulations. Proper maintenance of electrical equipment is essential for preventing electrical accidents. This includes regularly inspecting equipment for damage, cleaning equipment, and lubricating moving parts. Always use the correct tools for the job when working with electrical equipment. Using the wrong tools can damage the equipment and increase the risk of electrical shock. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, when working with electrical equipment. This may include safety glasses, gloves, and insulated footwear. Never work on electrical equipment while it is energized unless you are qualified to do so and are using appropriate PPE. To energize the equipment and follow lockout/tagout procedures before starting any work. If you are not qualified to work on electrical equipment, hire a qualified electrician to do the work. Never attempt to repair electrical equipment yourself unless you are qualified to do so. Electrical work can be dangerous and should only be performed by qualified personnel. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions when installing or using electrical equipment. Failure to follow the instructions can damage the equipment and increase the risk of electrical shock. Be aware of the location of underground utilities before digging or excavating. Contact the local utility companies to have them mark the location of the utilities. Digging without knowing the location of underground utilities can damage the utilities and create a safety hazard. When working with ladders near power lines, use a non-conductive ladder, such as a fiberglass ladder. Metal ladders can conduct electricity and create a serious safety hazard. Keep work areas clean and free of clutter. Clutter can create tripping hazards and make it difficult to access electrical equipment. Store flammable materials away from electrical equipment. Flammable materials can easily ignite if they come into contact with sparks or hot surfaces. Use caution when working with portable generators. Portable generators can produce carbon monoxide, which is a deadly gas. Operate portable generators in a well-ventilated area. Never use a portable generator indoors or in an enclosed space. If you smell gas, evacuate the area immediately and call the fire department. Gas leaks can create a fire or explosion hazard. Do not use electrical equipment in wet or damp locations unless it is specifically designed for that purpose. Water can conduct electricity and create a serious electrical shock hazard. If you see someone who has been electrocuted, do not touch them. The person may still be energized. Call emergency services immediately. Turn off the power to the area if possible. Use a non-conductive object, such as a wooden broom handle, to move the person away from the source of electricity. Begin cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or CPR, if the person is not breathing. CPR can help to keep the person alive until emergency services arrive. Electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. By following these safety tips, you can help prevent electrical accidents and save lives.